talk a little bit about tanks, shall we? Specifically, earlier World War II and concept tanks will be on the menu today. Sorry, T-34, as pivotal to the war you were, we're not going to be covering you today. I had planned to talk about the tanks such as the T-1 Heavy and the T-14. See, the T-1 Heavy and T-14 were the remnants of the American Heavy Tank program. I say remnants because they really weren't the main style of tank that they wanted. The T-1 Heavy was deployed in remote numbers, mainly to training fields and stuff like that. Don't believe ever saw action outside of combat or inside combat. The T-14 is a concept tank dedicated to being basically a heavy version of the Sherman. The M6, which comes from the T-1 Heavy, very much is the I accidentally hit the T-14. The T-1 Heavy very much gives birth to the what's known as the M6 American Heavy Tank, which was our version of the Tiger, as in it looked impressive, but really sucked. As we go through the list, I'll orchestrate some problems for you fine people tonight. We're in an all tier 5 game, that's good. So just so you know, I'm just going to kind of follow the herd of tanks. I'm not trying to win, I'm specifically trying to show you guys some of the problems that actually didn't make it into World of Tanks from the T1 Heavy and the M6 range.
We've got enemies incoming. Either take them out or capture their base.
First problem, I'm really slow. Now I have the stock engine, there is an engine upgrade to be fair. Most of the heavy tanks are going in front of me, and now I'm gonna kind of reinforce this sector here because I see there's, if we look down the hole, there's a T-34 driving backwards, and there is a Blitzen. With artillery here, ooh, damn, okay. He's really trying to get into combat. I suppose he wants a promotion. Alright, here we go. Now the gun does perform on the T1 Heavy. And the T1 Heavy used the up gun. It would seem as though I have the first kill of the match. First catch of the day. Now, I'm not looking to get into a gunfight. Oh, okay, that would have been a problem. I'm not looking to really get into a gunfight with the medium tank over there. And I will tell you why, is he's actually capable of punching my sidearm very easily. Now, of course, since this is World of Tanks, I will be getting into a gunfight with him, mainly because I really don't have the luxury of not doing so. But I will have to be extremely careful, using mainly my front arm, as I believe that's pretty much the only thing he can't really punch. That was a terribly placed shot. Now, this does actually absorb one of the... Ah, got him. He's done. He's done. I can punch through this. There we go. Ooh. Very hard hit. I am very lucky I just... Okay. Now that we have engine trouble, and how ironic, killed by another T1 Heavy. It looks like he has the upgraded gun. So let's talk upgrades while we're here. I'd like to say I didn't do half bad as a T1, as a stock T1 Heavy, and that is very reminiscent of the early T1 Heavies. Still go through upgrades. Oh, it literally won't let me. Okay, let's talk M6. So the armor's pretty accurate to what it was because it has 82 on the turret and the front, 76 on the lower parts of the lower glacis, which were actually really well rounded, so it didn't have the same trouble as the Germans did. However, our Achilles heel is right here, 25 millimeters, pretty much on what I would call the operational bits. Of course, 4-wheeler tanks, 25 millimeters on the top, will do nothing to stop any tier 6 artillery. You're not doing it. Ah, yes. My team must have got slaughtered. So the first thing you unlock with the M6 is the 76. That is the first thing you get, kind of. Later we have the high velocity 76, and then even later the 90. But you have to have the upgraded gun, and you have to go through the tech tree. You pretty much have to have everything else on here. Which, going back down to the T1 Heavy, say I have unlocked some goodies. A better radio. Fucking yippee. I have the stock ass 3-inch gun. Yes, that is how they are doing that. Now, my next upgrade will be this gun. And to be quite honest, I didn't really miss when max meant what you could afford. I have, so we'll just convert 2,000 gold worth of free XP. Usually I like to try to run premium just because it does actually help you get where you want to go faster. And full disclosure, I do not profess myself to be very good at this game. I would say I'm decent, but I do enjoy playing it, and I like playing some of the tanks. We'll do exactly 2,000. because oh, it's incompatible with my turret. Let's see, confirm. We'll just, boom, we will fast track. Throwing the upped turret on. And putting on the 76-pound gun. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably going to be a major improvement in the game. What we saw was an early T1 heavy, this would be a late model T1 heavy. This would pretty much just be an M6 and everything, but name and armor. And actual armor for the chassis. So this should go theoretically should go a lot better. I have my suspicions that it won't. Because it is a T1 heavy, and after this battle I will show you fine people just why. Yes, this is actually going to, or this would showcase something that some tanks still have problems with today. The T55 and the T55 BU versions do experience some bad luck with sand. So does the T1 Heavy, and not what you're thinking. Not in the engine. It's actually in the tracks. The tracks require heavier maintenance, at least for the T1 Heavy. And I will do videos like this for all of the tanks that I know about. If you guys this is something you guys are enjoying. The rest will be recorded videos. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, see. I gotta get off this hill. I'm gonna die. Oh, I died. Okay, well, and I was correct in my assumption. So, let's talk about the old game, the TOG 2. This was an actual tank. It came too late to the war. It was made with the old trench crossing in mind, and it was not good. But I absolutely adore this thing. Why? Because it is the TOG. Just gonna go over a few different tanks. This is just the M48. This is very late. This is, I would consider that early Cold War. Same with the Sheridan, Lycan, the TKS-20, because that is the amount of seconds to remain alive in combat. Got that from the Roger, please don't hate. I literally watch everything you do. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. The M48 Rahmenpanzer, or M48 Rahmenpanzer, as it's called here. Rahmenpanzer, same thing, just if you're north or south. Actually was the kind of, this is when we tore down the Berlin Wall, and there's kind of a cool story behind this. So what these are obviously base model, where are you? How do you lose a tank? Okay, well, they're base model M48A2s. The main difference is the big honkin' plow on the front, and they were just we didn't know what was gonna happen. We didn't know if all hell was gonna break loose when we did this. And yeah, speeches were made, promises held, but we didn't really know, and we didn't want to be caught with our pants down. So we had a shitload of these, and by we I mean NATO. And we just basically just pushed the wall over with tanks. And that is about the most American thing I can think of. And I absolutely adore playing in this. The Patton tank is is just one of those tanks I love. And a lot of the tanks I love come from like either Cold War or Modern Era. Like if we back up to go to Cold War, I'm actually working my way up to, of course, the Abrams and the Bradley. You can't get one without the other, really. But there will be a full video on this boy when I get him. Is this your boy? Actually, I should be able to use, because I believe I'm on the M24. No, please cancel. Yes, I would like to leave the queue. Early morning fog I see. That would be suicide to me. I did not leave the queue, I think. Yeah, I'm still in the queue, so you guys get to watch me get murdered. Oh, okay. So I don't have enough. Damn. I was kind of hoping just to grab the Walker Bulldog and go from there. Can I at least get the upgraded turret? And nope. I don't even know if I want to upgrade this. All rotation speed. So, as a send-off, as a final Kishot though, I will do battle in our T-18. And the reason why I will do battle in the T-18 is because the T-18, or T-14, why did I call you the T-18? I don't know. The T-14 was the main competitor to the T-1 Heavy in the American Heavy Tank Program trials. And in my opinion, it actually is the better tank. I don't know why they went with the T-1 Heavy, but I wasn't there, and the T-1 Heavy would have been easier and quicker to produce. Even though this is basically a heavy Sherman. That's also the problem with it. It is a heavy Sherman. Problems that actually erupted with this tank were it actually had engine issues to the point where sometimes it would catch on fire. Its track linkage wasn't the greatest, and its side skirt armor would flap against the tank, giving the crew false, like, basically like, oh, are we being shot at?
Enemies in the area. Take them out or capture their base.
But you can see, especially for this T1 Heavy, I am faster. And I can kind of turn my turret just a little faster than him. It's like he's ahead of me right now. We're about the same speed. We'd honestly have to get that on flat ground and see. Ah yes, the mighty tank Excelsior. Now, part of the problem with this tank is I did some okay damage right there.
The enemy destroyed one of ours.
Yeah, looks like I'm not gonna have that drag race with that T1 Heavy. Britain, don't hate just because this video has. Oh, he got my track. Oh, that's not great.
Track repaired. Roll out.
And that's another problem with this, is it did not protect its tracks well. Though no American tank really does.
Enemy guns in their sights.
No World War II American tank. Y'all mean.
Track's fixed. Let's go. They spotted us.
I wasn't gonna make that shot.
Enemy looking right at us.
That one's low. Oh hey, Excelsior's still alive.
Enemy vehicle destroyed. Roused.
This is very much a big problem. Jeez, what even killed me? Oh, that was a capture KV-1. That was about to not be a fun time. Oh, excuse me. Anyway. I'm Sarge. This has been Sarge's Recap, and I do thank you for stopping in and watching. I do promise the other videos will be a bit longer than this. We're gonna try to shoot for about 30 minutes average.